to fade into the sunset. I say we're Mickey and Mallory, wind up swinging from the cottonwood tree. Never going to change the world. It's just a story of a boy and a girl.
What's up, everybody? This is Keith Stixx from Tsunami Cables. This is Sound Off with Stixx. I have got my good friend Dave DePonte in the shop today. How you doing, Dave?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. So I love most musicians when they come on the podcast, bring their rig and bring all their stuff. And Dave brings a bottle of Elijah Craig. So it was great. It was awesome. So we've been already enjoying that.
Gotta set your priorities.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a bottle of Jack Daniel's Single Barrel we've been tasting, as well as Old Forester. And so we're having some drinks, and we're going to do the podcast, and we'll just see how this goes. It might get a little interesting. All right, Dave, so let's jump in the time machine real quick and jump back to you starting and playing music and all that stuff. So when let's go there.
It's an awfully lengthy time machine.
So we don't have to necessarily say any dates or anything like that if you wouldn't like to, but
I'm not that vain.
Right, I figured. So
Okay.
So I want to say what it was probably like high school area or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So high school. So tell us about that. So high school, playing guitar.
When I started becoming a musician or got into music, or does it matter?
Yeah, like when did you start playing? When did you start?
When I was 6, I discovered Kiss, because I wasn't a comic book geek. I wasn't into that stuff. Everyone's a geek about something.
Right.
That's okay. I mean, we're all geeks about music in here.
Absolutely.
But I Kiss were my superheroes.
Gotcha.
So I'm now, I was 5 or 6 when I first discovered Kiss, and I'm now 46, and I still want to be Paul Stanley. That does not change.
Yeah.
I have no problem with the unitard and gigantic platform shoes on stage. I have no problem with that.
Nice. Love it.
So I guess I got into more heavier classic rock, and then a lot of metal, and then once you hit high school, then chicks come into play, and you're just kind of like, you listen to women, and I got into like Depeche Mode and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Which, by the way, have you ever listened to the lyrics of Depeche Mode? They make Slayer and King Diamond blush. They're the most sacrilegious lyrics you've ever heard. But I started to play guitar when I was, I think it was 16 or 17. I think it was 16.
Cool.
And I just started playing. I mean, they didn't have like the internet like widespread yet, so
of course, yeah.
You just listen to songs and you try to play what you can.
Right.
I went to when I was in high school, I went to see Dramarama open for the Smithereens, and John Easdale changed my life. I said I want to do that, and so from there, so you can blame John Easdale and Kiss,
right,
absolutely, for that whole thing. And then I just started playing guitar, played in some bands,
It's cool.
in high school, nothing major.
Right.
Like I think there was a band of friends of ours called Belly Flop once, and I was actually a drummer because no one. I mean, I was a terrible drummer, but I was a drummer, and you couldn't find drummers out in the San Gabriel Valley, and so I started playing guitar, but I filled in as a drummer, and I was going till about probably 21, 22, and then I kind of had to take a step back and say, you know what, I'm dating my wife. At the time, and I said, well, either you're going to get married and go to college, or you're going to become, a musician. So I chose the high road on that. I got an education. And then I got married.
Yeah.
And about 10 years into our marriage, my wife said, you need to get a hobby. So I started it up again, probably. So it was about a 10-year gap. I started it up again, and
cool.
It just kind of started to take off. Apparently, what I did, not a lot of people do. So
Right, yeah.
It's the longest, form of how it went. So.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. That's great. And so when we hooked up, or whatever, whenever we started to work together and that kind of thing, it was through a mutual friend of ours and another Tsunami artist, Sphinx, And so he.
You want that story?
Yeah,
that story's drama.
I think I like that
right
story.
out of the gate.
I like that story. I think it's a good story. So tell me that story, Dave. Tell me the.
Okay, that's a good story to go into gear too. But,
Yeah. Okay.
but,
That's cool. We can do that.
Okay, fair enough. I was playing gigs and bars, and my 40th birthday came up, and
Right.
which was, man, it's been about 6 years since we've known each other, and I went and bought a cable, for my 40th birthday. I went and bought a really nice cable. You know, it rhymes with schmonster.
Yeah, say not a tsunami cable. But
No.
it was yeah.
No, it had the wood tips and everything, like
Right.
new cool guy cables, you know.
Right.
And they had the wood tips, and I was like, oh, it's like $100 for this cable back then, you know.
Right.
And so I was in the middle of we were 3 different bands. There was like my cousin's band, Juice's band, who opened up, and then I played a duet with one of my good friends, Lynette.
Oh, okay.
And then the full band came on, and in between my Juice's band and the duet, I went to go plug in, and the cable was dead on arrival. Dead on arrival. $100 for a cable, and it just never worked.
You don't know how well that makes me feel.
I know. It's okay. So it shut us down for about an hour and a half because I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, it can't be this. It's brand new. And my good friend Joe Survey, who's plays bass for me, he's now moved to Texas and broke my heart. But
yeah, he's a great bass player.
He is. He says, check your cable. I go, it's brand new. So it's gonna be in. He goes, check the cable. So I checked it. Sure as shit, it was the cable, and so I didn't throw a temper tantrum. I just kind of buckled down, and everybody asked me how it was going. I just looked up and looked down, and don't bother me.
Right.
And so we started the show, and the show went, and then I told Sphinx, the mighty Sphinx, who I learned a lot from.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
If he's listening to this, hello. And then you called me, and I was a complete tool to you, and said, "Listen, I'll buy one, but if I don't like it, I'm not going to buy it again. No offense,
Right.
Yeah. And so from there, I always joke with you and say, "Hey, I'm thinking of getting a new cable company. You got any options?" But I don't carry backups anymore. I always carried backups. I don't really carry backups anymore. So, not to kiss your ass, but
I appreciate that.
But it did, it made me drink less. So that's how the Tsunami Cables story came with me. It's a fantastic story because conversation, I was in an empty warehouse, working, trying to put together, and Keith called me, and I was just being a jerk. I was like, yeah, you know what, if your stuff sucks, I'm not going to buy it, but I just want to let you know, I'm not, if it's the only, really sponsor, that I was really a jerk to. But then all of a sudden we became friends, and I used your cables exclusively.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, hell, you even played at my wedding and shit. So
I did actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So so absolutely, we're definitely.
And you color coordinate my cables according to sobriety. So green is instrument, orange is speaker, yellow is mic. So in case I had one too many beers, I can
figure it out.
I know what it is.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yellow is mic.
Yeah, because I think you're one of the only ones that color code in that way. I have other artists that color code as well, but I think that you're the
everybody
only
wants
one.
pink. And I'm okay
true.
with that.
Yeah,
It's like a giant piece of bubble gum, but
the pink wankers are quite a big deal. But but yeah, so no, man, that's hilarious. That's absolutely great. I love hearing those. I always love that story. Can't complain about that story. I think it's always good. So, what do you got going on now? Well, let's actually before we go to that, let's go over some of the gear stuff, because one of the things that a lot of people think that, at least because when I first heard about you and knew about you, or whatever, I guess you could say, was that you're you
can say it,
ukulele player, and playing the ukulele, and one of the things that I always thought was really great was you were the guy that played like Slayer on ukulele, which is great. I always thought it was hilarious.
If you look up Seasons in the Abyss on ukulele on YouTube, I'm one of the few that show up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I took my childhood dreams and I and I put a ukulele on it. My favorite metal album, one of my favorite metal albums, my favorite metal album of all time, or album of all time, is Suicidal Tendencies. What's that? How Will I Laugh Tomorrow When I Can't Even Smile Today? But up there is Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
and I was 11 when that came out, and that changed my world.
Right.
So I play Flight of Icarus off of that a lot. And Joe makes fun of me, or used to make fun of me all the time for playing it. But I play it on ukulele. But I do a lot of Slayer, I do Pantera.
Yeah.
I do a lot of, I'll do Neil Diamond too.
Right.
My thing is you never know what you're going to get. It's what's going to come up next. You want to stay to listen. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's great.
I am not. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
I'm not a ukulele player. I am a singer-songwriter who
Right.
uses ukulele as one of my instruments.
Right.
If you want a ukulele player, Aldrin Guerrero, look up that name. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
But it's just one I play guitar. I'm starting to play piano a little bit, but I play ukulele and guitar mostly.
Yeah.
But,
well, and you're a great guitar player. And
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Yeah.
Undeserving of your love.
And that was, it's funny because that was something that for me came secondary, because I heard first that, like, okay, you're the ukulele player that plays Slayer on ukulele. That was I think how
went quite a ways.
Yeah, I think that's how Sphinx even pitched you to me. So but yeah, and then finding out that you play guitar and and then even we've done a handful of gigs together and played together and stuff like that. And so playing with you and stuff, it's you definitely are, you're definitely up there. You can definitely play. So
I am. Sorry. I play Kamo ukuleles. Sam Bonanno out of Kauai has been very, very kind to me. He gave a middle-aged man a chance, and so I'm forever in debt to him. Great guy. If you're ever in Kauai, go see him.
Okay.
I play that. The Brits love me for some reason. They too, man. My amp, the acoustic amp that I use is an Ashdown.
Gotcha. That's right.
The thing about Ashdowns, they remind me of the old SWRs where they keep you honest. If you suck, you suck, and they're gonna tell the world that you suck.
Right.
But so you have to play decent. You have to practice.
Gotcha.
So Mark Goday and Dan Goday from the Ashdown are really good people.
Nice.
Dan just had a baby, so congratulations. But they have been good to me. I play old Guild guitars. The only thing I own since before I was dating my wife is an old green Guild GF30. It was a limited edition. I saved my money and put it on layaway back then. And it's okay. It's a layaway back then.
Layaway, that's great, man. That's awesome.
I did shameless things on the street corner to pay that off and get that. But that's the only thing I own. So it's one of those. To go into your question, what piece of gear are you gonna? Am I right?
You're looking at my questions. It's good.
Sorry. Well,
no, it's okay.
I can wait. But if there's one piece of gear that I have to get out of a burning house, it's my green guitar.
Look at you.
It's my no. Well, I know that.
You've done your homework. You've done your homework. I like that. I like it.
I would basically be my wife would get the dog and I would get my green guitar and then I would be fine.
You'd be good.
But I use Tsunami Cables. Yeah. Obviously. I use a volume pedal that's AMT. Those Russians are they mean business. It's a small mini. I use that in case something goes haywire, and so I can click off real quick and figure out what's going on.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I use GHS strings exclusively. That's another really brilliant story.
Yeah.
I was 16 when I first started, and I needed guitar strings for my new guitar. So I went to a small guitar shop in Covina, and I saw in the bargain bin it had GH White Bronze True Lights for $250 a set back in '88 or something like that. I haven't played anything else since.
Yeah.
So John Moody,
Yep.
But
and that's a funny story. We should talk about that because you're actually the reason why I'm hooked up with John Moody, which then hooked me up with a ton of other people.
I'm in lust with GHS strings. I play their coated strings. If I don't know if I don't want to change strings, but in the studio right now, and we'll go into that later, obviously. But I play White Bronze True Lights. It's a weird gauge, but that's what I love to play. And GHS has been good to me. They've been kind people.
Oh yeah. Well, John's great. John's
Yeah.
great people.
He is talented. He's a real musician.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's an amazing guy. And the thing I love about that was, and I hope you're okay with me telling this story because I think it's a great story because this is where John and I met. Was
Tell the story while I pour myself.
Oh, there you go. Pour yourself another drink. And so yeah, what I love about it was you were playing at the GHS booth at NAMM. What, Dave? Do you remember what year that was?
Oh, jeez. I was playing.
It was a couple years ago.
It was 2 years ago, I think.
Okay, 2 or 3 years ago.
I got the privilege of having John play bass with me, and it was.
Yeah,
I played a Judas Priest song.
And what I thought was funny about it was that you were super nervous about it because you didn't know John.
No,
You didn't know
played
John
with him before.
Yeah, you never played with him before. You didn't know him, and I even remember you saying beforehand. Like, you were worried because you're like, what if this guy sucks? And it, like, fucks up my gig, kind of thing. And that was what was funny about it.
Famous last words.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, what, oh, man, I don't know this guy. I've never played with him before. What if he doesn't know how I feel?
He's going to hear this.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think it's great. And so we're going to see him this weekend, so it'll be even better. But, and so what was funny about it was, that worked out very well, obviously. John totally nailed it.
John makes me sound like a toilet flushing. He's way above and beyond my abilities.
Yeah, and I was there to watch, pretty much all of your set until the end, basically. Yeah. And then I had to leave and run to go somewhere else. And I just remember getting this, like, frantic phone call from you saying, you got to come back to GHS because...
He had a bass that he built.
Yeah, John needs to meet you.
He couldn't find a good cable because he couldn't find anything that would go in.
That would fit.
Yeah, it fit.
Right. And so that was due to your introduction, and I met John, and then we talked, and, you basically told John, I said, well, buy one, and if it doesn't work, I'll buy it back from you, kind of thing. And he was super cool about it, and he, bought a cable, and then it's kind of been history since then.
Yeah, he basically introduced a ton of people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's been great, so... yeah, man, absolutely.
No,
but I have to thank you to start with because if it wasn't for your introduction,
it's all right. I make you look good. I don't mean like I'm good, so you must be good. I mean I look so bad, so obnoxious that you look nice. But no, the thing about it is in regarding you always talk about getting sponsors and endorsements and stuff like that, and and I learned a lot from Sphinx and JT too. And, so the thing is it's not about, everybody thinks it's about free gear, and I can care less if we get free beer. I would like free beer, but free gear, that's a different story, but free gear, I would rather have my name 2 names up from Dave Mustaine on the Electro Voice website than I would free gear any days, because I use EV mics exclusively.
Right.
Because they're good to me. They're really good to the local musician, and I use Gator cases, and they're really, Brian Larson's really good. But I ended up developing relationships, because the thing I kind of, and you've touched on this on other...
Yeah.
What I said was, I'm not the Beatles at Wembley Stadium, I'm not that guy where you see the little tiny name. I'm the guy in the bar, playing the songs that everybody grew up with, and they're now of drinking age, and they're now going out... They're going out and going home at 9:45 and taking their multivitamin and saying I'm a rock star. I'm the 6 to 9. I'm the ultimate date guy.
Yeah.
6 to 9:45. You know what I mean? And you can go home and you can just do your thing with your date.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that was a great night. Okay, I'm your ultimate date guy, but I'm that guy. So everyone comes to me and say, what kind of gear do you use? So that was kind of, lack of a better word, selling point.
Yeah.
And I said, I can help you guys with this. Just, I want to build a relationship. I want to be on your sites, and I'll put you guys on mine. And
right.
And it kind of, they finally, a lot of sponsors realize, including you, like, I'm not into getting free gear. It's It's about a mutual relationship. I like to build what I'm doing and build what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and again, I mean, like, not to get into that whole, vein, but,
we can go sideways.
Yeah,
it's going to be a weird podcast anyways.
It really is, yeah. But, but yeah, man, I mean, I think that's, so many people don't get that. They don't understand that it's really so much about the relationship that you're building and what's going on with the relationship than it is, just like you said, getting free gear, and that kind of thing. And that's it's not the 80s anymore, like, unless you're Slash or and even Slash, that's why he plays, Gibson and not Epiphones, because he can get Epiphones for free, but Gibson won't give him free guitars, So he plays vintage stuff. But, still, man, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, it's just, it's not about free stuff. And once you get that mindset change of realizing that it's about the relationship and not...
There's no such thing as a free lunch, and it's...
Right, exactly.
But the thing is, like I said, my name on a website is right next to, like, David Crosby.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, it's David Crosby, Dave DePonte, Dave Mustaine. I'm in.
Yeah.
To hell with your free gear, man. I'm in royalty.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're sitting with royalty.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
But,
absolutely, no, that's
so
great.
It's been, that part's been successful for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now I've played low the past year, but...
No, but it's good though. You're and so that's a good segue. You're working on a new album.
Well, I decided to put my songwriting abilities where my mouth is, and I'm making an album.
Yeah,
it's
great.
going to come out. It's going to come out in 2020.
Nice.
We're creating. Keith is going to be playing on it.
Yeah, I'm playing drums.
Yeah, he's playing drums. We're going to hash out the drums. A couple of hints. I do have a duet with a good friend of mine, and I did hire a cello player.
Nice.
There's going to be some guest appearances on there.
Very cool.
And I have some. I have a couple of people who really want to plan it, which is good. I have all the songs written, and we are recording it. I'm recording it. John Cash Studios.
Yeah.
Steve Giles, who's the nicest human being ever. He makes you look mean, and you're a nice guy. You will like him. He is.
Well, thank you.
He is a gentle soul. When you go in there, and
I'm looking forward to it.
He's a super nice guy.
Very cool.
He actually, my first studio experience was very terrible. The guy didn't care. You know what I mean?
Sucks.
And
That's horrible.
I wanted to record the song that I played at my wedding, which was a foolish thing to do, obviously. Like when you sing at your wedding, that was frightening.
We don't need to talk about that, but yeah, absolutely.
No,
I think I downed a bottle of Jack about that much beforehand, so yeah, that's about how well it went. But yeah,
I wrote a song and played it at my wedding. It just didn't go well. The guy didn't care. It was just.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm never doing this again. This is stupid. And then Joe said, contact Steve. And Steve, since I am a fragile musician, he did hold my hand through the lunch line and
nice.
And said, I'll help you out. And so that's when Strippers and Blow came out.
Yeah.
And that actually became pretty decent.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a good one. That's definitely.
But that's yeah. Also, I did a Prince cover.
That's right.
That got so many hits that Prince's people shut it down.
Which is rad. That's just cool. I mean, at the end of the day. That's cool that at least you're on.
Yeah, Prince's people shut it down. I mean, they saw it.
Yeah, they saw it. They're into it.
I miss him existing, but still.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it was a dedication to When Doves Cry. It's still on YouTube, but it's not on Facebook anymore. Facebook shut it down because Prince's people said shut it down. But you can still find it.
That's cool, man.
If not, I'll send it to you.
Right.
No big deal. I'm not making money off it.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. No. You're good, man. Absolutely. So, what was the first guitar you got, and when was it?
Oh my God! It was a friend of mine from high school loaned me his nylon string guitar.
Okay.
I don't even know the name. It was a POS, right? But I stayed up until 2 a.m. and every night my mother would say, that sounds awful, quit, you know?
Yeah,
so which fueled the fire.
Of course, absolutely. No, I understand that.
My mother's going to listen to this.
Yeah, I used to get calls from my neighbors, or my mom would get calls from the neighbors asking me to learn a different song. I'd be playing the same damn thing over and over again.
I just practiced power chords. The first song I learned was, a song by the Crucified. Crucified, I forgot what it was called. I'm drawing a blank.
It's alright.
But it's off of the Pillars of Humanity album. But it was one of the first songs I learned. I also learned Desire by U2, which is one of my least favorite songs by them, but I learned it because it was 3 chords.
Yeah.
The Edge is the real deal.
Oh, but, absolutely.
I can go into musical influences forever in a day, but yeah, so I just did that till 2 a.m. every night because I still wanted to be Paul Stanley.
Right.
And so I practiced, for hours and hours and hours, and then I also learned to read chord charts. So
I'm sorry, what was the guitar that you said it was?
It was just a POS.
Oh, okay.
It didn't even have a name. And then my first guitar that I bought was a Mexican Strat.
Oh, okay.
Because it was $120 or something.
Right. Yeah.
And then I bought my green Guild GF30, which I went on layaway. And,
Wow.
You know,
Okay. I mean, that's quite a step.
Did shameless things to get it.
Right. All right. Yeah.
But back then it was 1989 and it was $750, and I just, like I said, and then, you know, you do everything you have to do to get gear, and that hasn't stopped.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you know, we're still gear whores.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm with you on that.
So yeah, so then from there, I liked that guitar so much, and they quit making it in like '92. I bought 2 others on the aftermarket, so I have 3 of those. But I also got into Faith guitars out of England. Remember the Brits?
Yeah.
They make us a Neptune model, which is a mini jumbo, which is the size of that guitar.
Okay.
Which I've been recording a lot with. So
Nice.
Alex Mew, you know, is good with them. They is with them. They're really good, but they have a really good. It's real comparable to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can put my old geezers, you know.
Yeah.
I can keep it in a room with a humidifier and all that fudge, and put a diaper on them,
Right.
and I can play the Faith with their Faith guitars, which are really nice.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
That was my first guitar. Was my POS.
And POS.
Oh, it sounded like crap, and then he asked for it back, and then I realized I gave it to a girl, and I had to tell him I gave it to a girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. His name was Robert Deppel. I'll never forget that.
That was a great
Good guy. He's now a manager in and out.
That's a great end of the story, though. It was like he asked for his guitar back, and you gave it to a chick. Like that's freaking great.
That's such a rock and roll story.
That is so good. I love how you just finished with that. Like the story was kind of okay, but then you just slammed it at the end.
Yeah,
that
I
was
did.
just
I
great.
just gave it to the girl and failed epically.
That was great.
Girl I
No,
gave it to was cool people.
That was awesome. The Fender the Fender Strat that you had. What? I'm just curious. Was there anything special about it? Just Mexican Strat?
The Mexican Strat.
What color was it?
It was black.
Black. Okay, cool. Like the black with the white. Was it? Did it have the white pick guard on it?
Yeah.
It was black with a white pick guard?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? The instruments that I hold sacred to me are usually the ones that, it's going to sound cheesy, but the ones that my old lady buys me.
Oh, of course.
Like Tirza buys me, like
right.
like I have a Reverend Reeves Gabriel model that has a baseball bat neck because I have these long bitch fingers. You know, I should have said that. So it fits me perfect.
Yeah.
It's got a humbucker on the back and it's got a mini humbucker on the front, and I just bought an angle because of, you know, Rockstar, because of the guys from Monolith.
Yeah.
I bought one of the guys from Monolith is actually sitting in with us, so which I feel privileged.
Yeah, Dave's sitting in with us. Me with 2 Daves.
Yeah. So I whatever Tirza bought me a harmony pedal. That makes me. I call it my money maker.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tirza bought it for me, so anything that she buys me, I kind of hold sacred. It's like that was a really kind thing.
Yeah, of course. Well, and
all the chicks are gonna dig me for that one.
Right? No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're getting props. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know, but the cool thing too is that she also buys you great gear. Like
she doesn't want to be Yoko Ono. Yeah. That's her biggest thing. She will never say no because she doesn't want to break up the Beatles.
Right. That's so good. That's so great. And that works in so much. I mean, thank you, John, for waiting for us for that.
Exactly.
You know, at least of anything. You know, so that's great.
It's wonderful people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So's yours.
But yeah,
yeah. When you see this,
there you go. But yeah, I mean, and the cool thing is, like I said before, is that she buys great gear too. She doesn't buy like crap.
Well, she's the ultimate roadie.
Yeah.
She's learned it like where.
Yeah.
Like the biggest thing is when we go out and I play. We haven't paid for a bar tab in like 10 years, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, it's like, you know, pay for me. I'll stop and she'll have everything, you know, wound up, and she knows how to do cables correctly. She knows how to close cables.
Yeah, that's good.
And she'll have it broken down in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
well, I think that's part of the thing, is it's like, especially when you're going through the dating cycle, you know, it's like if the chick can, you know, roadie for you, you want to look at putting a ring on that finger.
I had 22 marriages, 22 years of marriage this year. She knows, you know,
she knows a thing or two.
I don't know if it's trying to be nice. I think it's just to shut me up and quit whining because I am a musician. It's the only thing, you know, worse than women are men and musicians. So.
I love it.
Anyways, go ahead, brother.
All right, so other than maybe the incident that happened that brought us together, what was the worst thing that has happened to you on stage?
You want to bring up another one? Okay, that was the worst thing that has ever happened. Was the 40th birthday party where my Schmonster cable took a dump. Other than that, I would say I had a guitar because I try to use a passive pickup in my acoustic guitars because once you involve a battery, that it
always goes out.
Yeah, but the one thing that I've been very lucky on is I play ukulele and guitar in the same set, and like I use a lot of B-band pickups. They're good pickups, but I try to use a lot of passive because you can deal with it on the board, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can deal with a lot of that on the board.
That's smart.
And then if you can plug straight in, if your board checks out, it's just because you've run into all that. But I would say other than that, I had a guitar. I was at Laverne Brewing Company, and a guitar just petered out, and but I was very lucky. I had a ukulele with a passive pickup, and I said, well, the whole set's going to be done on ukulele now. So I was able to switch.
Right, yeah.
But that was probably, other than that, the worst. I never had any, like, where I was a rock star and my pants flew off. No one wants to see that. Not even my wife wants to see that.
Fell off stage.
No one wants to see that, no. No, I've never. I mean, in high school, when I've had my drum set thrown in the swimming pool and I've gotten in a fight with people, but that's just normal crap. You know that.
That's normal crap.
Someone makes fun of you because you're playing a Kiss song and you're in tights. No. Yeah, that's just normal.
But I've only had a few gigs where I've worn tights, but it happens.
Hey, I'm shameless. I will do it.
Yeah, the money's right. Absolutely. What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, jeez.
Drink less.
No, I wouldn't say that. No. No, that's funny. No. The only thing I would truly, I did my homework and I thought about this question and it completely. The only thing I would really say is I stopped for about 10 years to go to college.
Okay.
I would say don't, because that could probably pay for tuition, or at least books.
Yeah.
Because
it's true.
I was unemployed for a while, and I played some wineries, and I was able to get some scratch for me and my old lady to.
Yeah, I remember that.
To have some fun, And
yeah, absolutely.
Believe me, I mean, we're musicians, so all of us, every single musician who's listening to this is going to hate me because I'm going to expose us all. This is how it works. You have your pie graph, right?
Yeah.
You have 1% live gigs, recording studio, which you love, 4% practice, and 95% crippling self-doubt, right? And that's what and you're laughing over there too, because you know that's true, right? We all are just, we all have fragile egos, and we all have fragile self-esteem, and how we deal with that is the key, right? We all have it.
Oh,
it's just like some people want to be rock stars, with their hairy chest sticking out, and me, my image is very obviously bar oriented. Just try to be like working class. But I guess I don't know where I was going with that. No, but I guess how was I going to put it? That's kind of how we all deal with our.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are crazy. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. We all have our vices, and that actually absolutely makes
sense. They're all gonna hate me now.
I think it's
when all your people are gonna see me, they're gonna be like, "You're a jerk. You exposed it."
No, I think it's great, man. But it's it is so true though.
So yeah. So they paid me really at the wineries. They paid me nice because they found out I was out of work, and I was just like. Oh my God, thank you. I was just in tears because, we are musicians and moody. But.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I remember there was one winery, I think, that you played where you and Tirza got to, stay for, 2 or 3 days, and then they gave you guys a bunch of wine, and a whole bunch of stuff.
That's another good story.
Yeah.
Good job on that.
Yeah,
Tirza likes, obviously my wife's name's Tirza.
Yeah.
But she likes me playing wineries because she gets to just sit there and drink free wine all day and look at her Kindle. She's like, you had another winery to play? But I played a winery in Lodi once, right? And this is a funny story. They were going to pay me a decent chunk of change. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So I said, can you go in and take care of the money? I'm going to go ahead and, pack up.
Right.
So I got all my stuff in the car. Sure, she comes out with a guy behind her with 5 cases of wine on a hand truck. Wearing that. I go, where's the money? She goes, I just got it in wine. I go, are you serious? so at that point, I deal with the money.
Yeah, I was saying, from that point on, you dealt with the money. Yeah,
it's an actual story. And 2 wines in Lodi.
That is so good. That's so great.
She'll own it too.
It's a good thing that my wife doesn't drink, but that's a good thing. That's really funny.
She's like, I got it in wine. I was like, oh, you're killing me. That was a lot of wine. 5 cases.
Seriously, yeah. You're like,
so there's no money. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to get home? Kind of thing.
like, wine doesn't go in the gas tank.
No, it doesn't.
That's hilarious. Oh man, that is way too funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, Dave. I got a few questions.
Bring
for
it
these
on.
last ones here for you. So these are like first thing that pops in your head, whatever you're thinking. What is your favorite word?
Favorite word?
Yeah. I know you've done your
You
homework.
are asking me this question. Any word that emasculates you. I'm going to put it that way.
What's your first favorite?
God, I can't even tell you. I'm not allowed to. It's inappropriate.
That's inappropriate.
Anytime where I call you and I say douchebag or fag or something like that. I mean, it's nothing,
Right.
political about it, but it's like that's how guys are. Guys,
Yeah.
if you like, another human being, then if you're a guy, then you make fun of them, and then and then when they're out of the room, you say, "Hey, that guy's a good guy."
Yeah.
Move to the opposite. They're nice, and then and then when the other person leaves, I hate her.
Yeah. All right.
But any word that emasculates you would be the perfect. If I call you, "Hey, douchebag,"
Yeah.
what are you doing tonight? So
Right.
that's my favorite word.
Yeah, and we get that all the time. That's one of the things that I love about you, and personally, is the fact that our text conversations are hilarious, and they go.
Yeah, that's true. They're obscene sometimes.
They're quite
but
obscene, but yeah, and they involve memes and all sorts of other ridiculous things that are really good, and just super funny. And
If you can't laugh, then what's the point?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm all. Anytime I'm ever having a hard day, and I get a text from you, it's always gonna be good. I know that it's gonna pick
It's
my
going to
day
be
up.
completely stupid and juvenile.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's great.
Well, women are smarter than men, and they hate each other. So that's the
Right. Yeah.
men have teamwork. That's what we have.
So that's how we stay on top. What is your least favorite word?
Quit.
Quit. That's a good one.
Yep.
I like
No,
that.
quit. I do not quit to the point of a flaw.
I like that. That's a really
no,
good one.
No, I mean, really, you're in this business.
Yeah.
I mean, D-back Dave over here has a carpal tunnel wristband on, and he's not going to quit. I mean, are you really going to stop playing guitar?
Hell no.
No, man. No, dude. I will play King of the Nighttime World till I'm 90. So, quit is my least favorite word.
I love it. No, that's a really good one. That's a great one, actually. Honestly, I would even say that's probably the best one we've had so far. That was really. That's
Thank
really
you,
good.
man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I know you're, working musician and everything else. What profession other than your own, so other than being a musician, would you like to attempt?
I was going to say, I have a job and a career, so I'd like to be a musician.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That's great.
Oh, jeez. I'll be your man bitch.
What's that?
I said, I'll be your man bitch. I have no problem with that.
Man, bitch.
I like to own my own cable company. No, I do
bring
have
it on.
I do have a career. Yeah, that's famous last words.
Right.
I do have a career outside of this. If I were to have a secondary, it would be a musician. It was either once I realized I was dating my wife, and I was like, do I be a musician or do I actually be
Yeah.
I couldn't
A provider.
as Diamond Dave over here would say, I couldn't go poor
Right.
for a while. So I would like to be, I would like to retire and be a musician and,
Nice.
make scratch money.
No, it's great, man. That's absolutely great. All right. Before we hit the last one, where can people find you online?
I'm on davedepont.com, DAVEDEPON is in Nancy, T is in Tom, E.com. I've had to explain that several times.
Apparently.
You can go, I'm on Instagram as David DePont. I do have a site on Facebook that's Dave DePont, but my personal and my music accounts are real. Like I have David DePont, which is my personal, and Dave DePont, which is my music. I don't really separate the two. I'm really just, it's one of those things where it's like, if you look at what I can do, you're going to sit there and go, I can do the same thing. And that's kind of the whole point of what I do. You know what I mean? It's like I can do that too.
You're being modest. You're being modest.
So I'm davedepont.com, and you can find all my stuff there.
Okay. Cool, man. Awesome. All right. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Anything. I did hear this question before, and there's no inspiring thing I want to say other than enter. I mean, anything less than that is I don't expect. Hey, job well done. I expect, all right, man, you're in. You know, I don't expect, you know what, you gotta turn around. You gotta go talk to security.
You're in the wrong line, buddy.
You gotta go talk to these people over there.
Take the escalator down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I sound obnoxious, but I am, as you know, a decent human being.
Yeah,
so
you are,
hopefully.
Absolutely.
You know, I did bring whiskey to the occasion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Who does that?
Nobody so far. So kudos to you. Absolutely. All right, awesome, Dave. Well, man, I really appreciate you coming out and hanging out. This has been a total blast.
Is that it? You got nothing
That's
else?
it, man. That's all we've got. I mean, I know. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
All right.
I think that's it.
All right, buddy. Well, yeah, man. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate. I know it was a little bit of a drive for you, so I appreciate you coming out. And,
Keith, I'm undeserving of your love.
Oh man, why thank you.
I like Lay
appreciate
better,
you.
but
Yeah, see, everybody does. Everybody likes my wife better than I do. So that's okay. I'm not better than I do, but better than me. Make sure I clarify that.
Well, that was
Get in
good.
trouble. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks again, Dave. I really appreciate it. And everybody else, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Sound Off with Stixx with Dave DePonte. Peace.
Peace out.